Hello everyone, and today is day 22 of 100 machine learning projects. I would like to apologize that I'm posting the video a little bit late because I had a presentation in the conference. I would be posting that video as well, hopefully by the end of today. Let's get started for today's topic. And today we are diving into very fascinating world of DQN, that is deep Q networks. A game changer in AI that actually taught computers to master video games like Breakout and Space Invaders. But you don't have to worry, like if that sounds little bit complex, like we will break it down with simple analogies, and by the end you will see why DQNs are such a big deal in reinforcement learning. So you just grab a snack, hit that subscribe button, and let's get started. So first let's talk about what is a DQN. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. DQN is basically a Q network is a type of AI algorithm that combines, two powerful ideas, that is Q learning, like which is a way for AI to learn by trial and error, and deep neural networks, which are the brain of modern AI, great at processing complex inputs like images. So DQNs are like part of reinforcement learning where an AI learns to make decisions by maximizing the rewards in an environment. Think of it like training a dog with treats, but for robots. For example, you can imagine that you are a hunter in a maze. So each step you take in an action, and the maze is your environment. So your goal will be like to find the treasure chest for the biggest reward. So a DQN is like a very smart treasure hunter who learns the best paths by trying different routes and remembering what worked. And the deep part means it can handle complex mazes like a video game screen full of pixels and still figures and the best moves. So that's how, like, this is like the behind picture of how these are going to how DQN actually works, how it is going to work for everything. So now let's talk about the key components of DQN, that how it's actually functioning. The core of a deep Q network is like something called the Q function. It's like a magical map that predicts how much treasure you will get by taking a specific action in a specific spot in the maze. The Q stands for quality. It tells the AI like how good each move is. Like if you are going in the right direction, or if you are going towards the path that is going to be blocked at the end, or it's going to not be, it's moving away from the goal. So it will tell you how good the path is. If you are the quality, it tells the AI like how good each move is going to be. The neural network in a DQN looks at current state, say a screenshot of a game, and splits out a number for each possible action, like move left, or there is a fire, or there is a wall. So it's going to predict, like it's going to tell out a number determining the the next action, and these numbers are called Q values. And the second thing that I like, this is the queue function predicts rewards for each action in a state. And then there is experience replay that is calculated, how instead, like it is calculated like hires, like how their DQNs gets clever. So instead of learning only from the latest move, the AI keeps a scrapbook of past experiences. Like each page has the state where it was, the action what it did, and the reward what it got, and the next state where it ended up. So this is called experience replay. The AI randomly flips through its scrapbook to train its neural network, like which helps it learn from old mistakes and successes without getting stuck on recent patterns. So you have to understand, like, because you, like in humans also, you guys know, you guys take decisions on the basis of the experiences that you had, like in your life, that have already happened. So it's like that, it's like experience replay, that what kind of experiences the model had, like what were the actions, and on that action what was the reward, what was the state, from which state it went to which state with what action. So it is, have saving all those information to make sure that everything is good to go, and it can go back and understand, okay, we took this action and this worked. So experience replay is like, storing, like this storing and the sample past experiences. Target network like stabilizes the learning with the secondary network. That is, training a neural network can be little bit shaky, like trying to update your map while running through the maze. You cannot, you have to update also, and you are running also, there is a chance that you will make mistakes. So to keep things stable, DQNs use a second neural network called the target network. Think of it as a wise mentor, like holding a slightly older version of map, and the AI uses the mentor's map to, to set the learning goals. And every few steps, it updates the mentor's map to match its own, and this prevents the AI from chasing its own tail and keeps learning, a little bit smooth. Because if you are, doing also, and then so it is updating in a little bit of time, and that's how it is done. And for the absolute greedy, like it balances the exploration versus exploitation also. So I told you that, this is how a treasure hunter with a magical map, a scrapbook for past adventures, a mentor, and a coin to decide like where to explore. So because that is also like an important thing. So now let me also explain like how the math basically works. How does DQN works? So you can see that, like the math scenario will work, or like on how. First let's go through like how does TQN work. So you can, like it has observe category that where AI sees the state it by using the game screen pixel. So what it will do throughout the game, it will take the screenshot of it, take the screen pixels, and convert it into, standardize it into different, so that it can be used in training model and making it better. And then predicting, that I told you about the q values, that using the same state it will predict numbers, like denoting if it is fire, if it is a wall, if the path is good. So those are the q values for actions, like what kind of pack actions it's going to do. So this is the basic model that we are trying to turn to predict which action will provide us, better path, or better reward. And act like choose action, this is the epsilon greedy, like random or best. So and we learn, like we are storing the experiences, train, and that train on random samples, and stabilize, update the target network periodically, not with every move, but like in some of the moves we are updating also. So that is the scenario. Mm. So you understood the analogy that we are talking about. Now let's talk about the math behind it, like how it's actually able to do this. The simple equation on the screen, that is Q of SA is equals to R plus Y into max of Q S dash to A dash, with with terms like. So let's get touch on the math, like. So we will keep it very simple. The DQN learns by updating its Q values using something called the Bellman equation. So here's the idea, like how to understand that the value of an action in a state is the immediate reward you will get, plus a discounted estimate of further rewards from the next state. It's like saying the path gives me 10 gold coins now, plus a chance of 50 more later. But I will discount those future coins, a bit, since they are not guaranteed. So that's how it is going to be. So this, for every state, for every in a particular action, we are getting this reward, the immediate reward. And this is the discount factor, like how much part you are going to get at that particular time. And this is like the next state and the next action, like on the basis of the action we are taking, like what will be the next action, next date, and what is the discount I will, reward I will be getting. And because I'm out, because it is not sure that I will, because it's a very probability, right? So on the basis of that, this factor, this is the discount factor, like if it is going to be, we will be getting it or not. So yeah, think of it like deciding whether to grab a small pile of coins now or gamble on a bigger treasure later. So that DQN learns to balance these trade-offs by tweaking its neural network to minimize the difference between its predicted Q values and the actual reward it sees. So this is how it actually works. And why DQN is very awesome. So it has mastered like Atari games, like example Breakout from raw pixels, handle high dimensional inputs like images, paved the way for AI in games, robotics, and more, like where humans are not playing, but they are playing. AI is playing. So for that limitation, yeah, best for discrete. If it's a move live left or right, it's easy, to jump and steering. It's like little bit stuff, needs a lot of data and careful training. The algorithms new are, PG and PPO improve on DQN. So this is it. So today I have created, let me share my screen for the code. So I have created a RL agent using DQN, the network that we have talked about, to make it, learn how to play one of the Atari games. So let me share my screen for the code. Yeah. So this is the scenario, like you can see this is the code, this is the torch dot dot and this these are the input, like input state, it will take the screenshot, then n actions, then because the input state is like it will go to convolutional layer because it's a pixel, it's an image. So you always remember like how the convolutional layer is going to take out the features, extract features from there, and then get convolutional output, like calculate the size of flattened features, and then fully connected layers with different kind of layers. So this is, and ReLU function is applied for forward layer, and this is the dwelling DQN network. Like okay, this is how it's going to be, and we will see that okay, this is the, you remember the function that we have, that q value is equals to value the immediate reward plus the advantage minus, so it is calculating the values for every state. You remember, for every state and every action we are going to take the, the value. So on that only it is being trained. And this is the, the DQN agent that we are talking about. These are the epsilon strategy that we talked about like little bit earlier in the class, how this is going to work. And remember, replay. Okay, I'm trying to find, this is the save button, like we are saving all the epsilon, the step count, what was the state dictionary, what was the, the reward that we got, that target errors also, loss also we are calculating. So there, this is how it's going to be. So what you can do, because it looks a little bit confusing, it has lot of features. So what you can start understanding first, and then slowly you can work on implementing these DQN agent. I'm also learning for now, but I've also created the game for you guys. So let me see if I can run it. Yeah. Let me see that. Okay, Python 3 terminal. So basic, the gymnasium library is for, able to calculate, open the game. These are the different algorithms that libraries that we are using. Okay. I think it should run. Okay, let me see if it is coming. Yeah, okay. So you can see the okay, I'm not playing this game, so the model is able to play the game. So sometimes it will do loss also. You can see the score is getting good. And I have trained this model like multiple times so that it will let's see. Okay. It's losing also now. Yeah. So another game. This is the arcade learning environment that we can see. So let me share the screen that how well our model was able to learn. So to make sure that all the varieties. Okay, let me. Okay, start the game, and it has. Okay, just a second. So it should post the features that what we have learned. Okay, okay. Yeah, just game frame. Okay. So we saw that game that what we did. We can see that the score is 2.0. The episodes were 16. Steps taken were 370. The epsilon exploration, quotient is 0.050 and total episode 8. So it learned play by trial and error, gradually improving by strategy. So basically the score is 2.0 right now, but before that I got my score to be, it started from 1 and from 0, like it took a little bit of time for the model to learn on this. So yeah, so it will take some time, but you can if you are creating maybe a game, and you want to add some, how if your there's a computer, you want to add that, okay, a user can play against a computer. So this is a very good network. You might want to train it a little bit more, because right now it has not trained very well, but you can train it like on multiple scenarios by playing it again, again and again by trial, so that you have to understand as much as it plays, it's going to get better, because it will have a more information that what what actions in a particular state will give you more reward. So that's how it's going to be. So as if it's learning better and better, the accuracy will be better, it will become better at its game, and that's the the main goal that we have. So this is it from my side. Hopefully you like this video. If you have any questions, any concern, then just let me know. I will be answering your comments also as much as possible. So you guys can reach out to me, and hopefully we can work on a different project, maybe more interesting one. So this is it from today, and hopefully you like this video. So thank you, and have a nice day.